After a wonderful opening ceremony, after some tense qualifying rounds, and after 4 months since the conclusion of Season 3, the time has come. Welcome to Team Quadrilla Marble League Season 4, brought to you by our hosts, the Poison Ivy. It is my honor to be with you here today for the opening event and for the rest of the season. And here today, in the opening event of Season 4, it will be the distance drag to kick things off. We saw this event in the qualifiers, marbles trying to get as far as possible. There will be pushing, there will be shoving. All you have to do is get further than your opponents and you will advance. This event kicking off a 16 event marathon where 16 teams will fight for one championship. Here in the first heat, Poison Ivy, Golden Cheeses, Sinister Sprinters, and the Majestic Melons, and you can hear the cheers of the crowd as they have their home marble Poison representing their team in this event. Marbles will come down. Who will come down first? It's Poison that will come out first, and it's Golden Cheeses that will give them a bump, but those two marbles are the furthest two of these four marbles, and Poison Ivy and the Golden Cheeses will both be moving on. Sinister Sprinters and Majestic Melons also collided a bit there, but neither of them could get as far as Poison and Cheddar did, so Poison Ivy and the Golden Cheeses will be advancing to the semi-finals. Sinister Sprinters and Majestic Melons with Banshee and Muskmelon will not. They will go no further. They will finish from 9th to 16th. Now we're going to move on to the second heat. Valley Dashers, Aquamarines, Slime Balls, and the Yellow Lotus, Canyon Sapphire, Viscous, and Dandelion. They've seen the marbles in the previous heat go once. Will that change their strategies? How will they go? Here will be Aquamarines coming down first. They'll get passed by the Yellow Lotus. A bump there from the Valley Dashers and the Slime Balls, taking their time. And they did not factor in whatsoever. Horrible distance for the Slime Balls, our Season 2 champions. Let's see, just going off to the far side. Could not get anywhere close. Yellow Lotus, though, very far distance for them. They will easily be moving on, and contact there between the Aquamarines and the Valley Dashers. Aquamarines will just barely be moving on, not even 3 centimeters ahead of the Valley Dashers. So Yellow Lotus and Aquamarines with Dandelion and Sapphire are both moving on to the semi-finals. Red Lotus, Shadow Riders, Olive Orbs, and Team Atlantic in the third of 4 heats. This is a fast-paced event in the opening event. Red Lotus, of course, are defending champions. They've put in their reserve Carnation. Will the other marbles be able to use that to their advantage? Red Lotus will come down first. Olive Orbs, look how far they went. Up top, they went further away from everyone else, but still, it did not deter them whatsoever. Olive Orbs will easily get the win here, and the Red Lotus just barely will hold on to second place. Both Shadow Riders and Team Atlantic came after them. Neither of them could get by them, so the Red Lotus, as defending champions, will be moving on in the first event. Olive Orbs and Red Lotus will be moving on. Shadow Riders, Team Atlantic, 3 reserves in this heat. 2 of them will not be making it. Now in the final heat, before we move on to the follow-on rounds, it's Green Lotus, Deep Divers, Venomous Vipers, and the Floundering Fish. Green Lotus and Deep Divers, two of the best teams in the Team Quadrilla Marble League. Venomous Vipers and Floundering Fish coming from the B division. Floundering Fish out in front. Venomous Vipers will get out in front, and they will be moving on. But the Floundering Fish do hold off the Deep Divers. Just barely. You can see there is contact between those two teams. The Floundering Fish will also be moving on. Those are some upsets for the Deep Divers and the Green Lotus, who just could not factor in. No contact with anyone from them. Green Lotus in dead last. Venomous Vipers will commandingly get the win here. And isn't it so nice to see them finally qualify after 3 seasons of success in the B division. Deep Divers do get the best of the rest, and it's the Shadow Riders Slime Balls, our Season 2 champions, all the way down in dead last. Deep Divers Season 1 champions, best of the rest. And now we can see our semi-finals with 2 groups of 4 in semi-final A and semi-final B. Poison Ivy, Aquamarines, Olive Orbs, and the Floundering Fish in the first semi-final. The crowd would love to see Poison get into the final and potentially get another medal. We've had 2 out of the 3 past hosts win the first event of their season. Can the Poison Ivy be the third? Sapphire of Aquamarines will come down first. Poison Ivy will not factor in. Floundering Fish easily will get the win in this semi-final. Sapphire came down very early. You can see just how far further the Floundering Fish went. Angelfish, that is, representing their team. They're looking good going into the final. Olive Orbs, after a great heat performance, they will come just short of the Aquamarines, but that's still a pretty respectable distance from Olive Wood. Poison Ivy, they must have expended some energy in their heats. They're going to be not having a great distance in the semi-final. And now in the second semi-final, Golden Cheeses, Yellow Lotus, Red Lotus, and the Venomous Vipers. Two Lotus teams, will they be trying to knock each other out in this one? Golden Cheeses also hoping to advance to the final. So are the Venomous Vipers. Look how far they're going. Red Lotus just behind them, parks it just behind the Venomous Vipers. And regardless, neither of the other two teams could factor in. You could see the Golden Cheeses going off to the far side, Yellow Lotus to the near side. Neither of those two could get as close as possible to the Red Lotus and the Venomous Vipers. So both the Red Lotus and the Venomous Vipers will be moving on despite that contact there, putting the Red Lotus behind. Golden Cheeses and Yellow Lotus, I think they should have stayed closer to the center, going off either side, perhaps made their distances a bit lower. Golden Cheeses do get the best of the rest. They get 5th place. Still unfortunate to miss the final. Olive Orbs, Yellow Lotus, and the Poison Ivy will get 6th through 8th. But now, for the final, who will get the first gold and the first medal of the season? It's Angelfish from the Floundering Fish. Red Lotus also up there in the top funnel. Aquamarines and Venomous Vipers coming down from the bottom. Red Lotus out front. Then it's the Venomous Vipers. A nudge there between the Aquamarines, and those two are very close for the gold medal. Red Lotus will hold on to 3rd place. The Floundering Fish cannot get there. They will settle for 4th. But who's it going to be for gold? A nudge from the Aquamarines from Sapphire with Python of the Venomous Vipers. These two marbles battled in the qualifiers for the best distance back then. They're going to battle here for the gold, and I think the Aquamarines are just a millimeter ahead. We'll have to wait for the timing and scoring, but I think the Aquamarines have captured the first gold of Team Quadrilla Marble League Season 4, and yes, they have. By 1 centimeter, the Aquamarines will win the first event and start at the top of the standings in Season 4. Venomous Vipers, though, in their first ever A-Division event, they will get 2nd place, and the Red Lotus, as defending champions, will get 3rd. So after a frenetic opening event in Season 4, the Aquamarines will start off at the top of the standings, ahead of the Venomous Vipers and the Red Lotus, Floundering Fish, and the Golden Cheeses, rounding out the top 5. Of course, the standings are the same as the event results, and so are the standings for the Coaches Championship, a brand new championship we're introducing, consisting of just the individual events. The Aquamarines on top for that as well. The next event will be balancing a team event. We'll see that for the B Division, and after that, the Quadrilla Pursuit.